tuning in to Singles with a Testimony with your host, Lady Rachael, and your co-host, Motherden. How are you all doing this Saturday afternoon? It's so wonderful to finally hit you guys with a new topic, bring you guys a new host. We are happy that we're finally getting more men on this show because, you know, us ladies, we know to dominate. So we're bringing you a brother, Derrick Alleyne, from all the way from here. What? Chitowns, baby. Chitowns in the house. Chitowns in the house.
Represent.
So we want you to give a bit of your background and tell us what you all about and, you know, how God transformed your life. But start from the beginning of, you know, where you from exactly in the shy and, you know, your upbringing and stuff like that.
My name is Derrick Alleyne. I'm from the city of Chicago. I grew up in the Inglewood area. I was in the Inglewood area majority of my life. I grew up, not on the extreme poor side, but we weren't the wealthiest, but we made do with what we had, I've done a lot with the community. I'm a professional barber, so I grew up cutting hair in the community. So I ended up meeting people and doing a lot of things in the community. So, it's just great. I feel like this is a great opportunity for me to tell the story of what I came, how I came up, how I went through certain things, and how I overcame those things. So, feel free to ask any questions. Whenever you're ready, we can go.
Okay. Before my sister gets in, you guys, we want to just thank you, first of all, too, for tuning in to Singles with Testimony on the BPG Inspirational Station. Like she said, every Saturday we are here bringing you hot new topics, nice flavored teas. And so this topic is broken promises. I know a lot of people probably wonder what's broken promises. Is it broken promises necessarily with a relationship? But like my sister said, it's a different bit of a twist on this. And so this broken promise, from what I was informed of, was what we made promises to God on. I guess what we gonna do, what we not gonna do. And we want you guys to know that even though, you can make a promise to God, but because God is faithful and He knows that we will make promises that we will not keep them, but He will still bless us because He is just that type of a God. So again, guys, sit back, relax, learn from this brother. All the brothers out there that's listening, I hope that you guys are blessed. I hope that you get an awesome takeaway. Brother Dan, go ahead and get this thing rolling. So, Mr. Alleyne, what were some of the difficulties you faced growing up as a kid? What were some of the things you gotten yourself into, and how did you get out of them?
Well, some of the difficulties growing up as a kid, the area I grew up in became a crime-ridden area with drugs and gangs and, just a lot of shooting and violence and things like that. And I wasn't always on this side of the gate. I was involved in some of the things that I just spoke on. Not necessarily the violence, but, the drugs and things like that. And, just as I grew, I started seeing things different, and I started going through certain things started happening in my life. God began to start protecting me and lead me and guide me away from those things. I have a story in particular that I can share with you if you're ready for it now, and just let you know.
Absolutely, give it to us. Give it to us. This is She's got to be a straight shooter. Absolutely.
So here's my story. Like I said, I grew up on the south side of Chicago, the Inglewood area. God blessed me to cut hair. No one ever really showed me. I just knew how to cut hair. So, I grew up, like I said, in the area was a lot of guys, a lot of drug dealing going on, a lot of things. And I became a barber. So as time progressed, I started seeing the money they was making versus the money that I was making. And the money that they was superseded what I thought, the money I was making. So, I've always been a hustler. I was a born hustler. Since a kid, I had candy stands and lemonade stands. And I was an entrepreneur and hustle. I would paint people's houses and cut their grass. But once again, watching these guys, I would have to cut the grass the size of a football field to make the money that they was making. I would have to cut heads a day, to make what they was making. So a guy finally set me down and he said, look, I can show you a way to make you some real good money. So I said, talk to me. So, we started talking, and the math was magnificent, you know. So, you know, I went on ahead and he brought me the product and introduced me to a few people, and I started getting rid of the product, you know. So, you know, a few years went by, and, you know, don't get me, you know, nice clothes and shoes and the girls and the jewelry and all that stuff started coming, and I became a semi-top earner, you know. So it got to the point where, you know, I started loving that life, but it was always like how the cartoons was when you had a little devil on one side of your shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
Like an angel. So, you know, I would be in a spiritual warfare because I knew, in a sense, what I was doing was wrong, but it felt so right.
Yeah.
You know? So it's time of progress. I've always kept jobs. You know, I worked different type of jobs. I continued to cut hair, but I continued that hustle as well. So I promised, well, I ended up having a daughter, and I continued, you know, doing what I was doing. I was working at a steel mill at the time as well. So, you know, money was coming plentiful, you know. And you know, I started feeling a certain way after a while. So I'm like, you know, I got a baby. You know, I don't want nothing to happen to me. You know, I don't want to go to jail. You know, I don't want my baby to be without her dad, you know, the whole nine. But I just couldn't get away. You know, so about two more years went by, and I ended up having a son. So I promised to God that once I had my son, that I would leave that alone.
Mm-hmm.
So I did. You know, I walked away from it. The steel mill was paying me good. I had money put away. You know, I had things, you know, a few cars and motorcycles and pit bulls and whatever else came with that life. You know, I had it. You know, so like I said, I was working at the steel mill at this time, and I ended up running into a guy at the steel mill. I won't say his name, but I ended up running into a guy that knew that me and him made transactions years before. You know, so he looked at me and I looked at him, and he was like, "I know you," and I was like, "From where?" And then we got to talking. We ended up knowing each other. So once we sat down, we started talking about the life again. So he told me, like, I can make you offers you can't refuse. So I'm like, what are you talking about?
Oh, wow.
Man, I get this much product. He said, well, I get this much product. You know, I made a promise to God that I wouldn't touch nothing else. You know, I'm just going to keep the money down.
I want to intervene. So that part of your story sounds like what? It sounds like the part when Jesus was fasting and the devil came in with some offerings. Continue.
I mean, that was a great analogy. So what happened after that, I ended up.
And so what I would like to, if I may just interject, is, you know, how it is when we are trying to do what it is that God has called us to do. And when we know right and wrong, and we decide to make that choice and say that, hey, you know what, I'm going to make this promise to God. I'm going to walk it out. I'm going to do what God has called me to do. And of course, how it is, because at times our faith needs to be tested. And so things just happen, and boom, you know, and there it goes. And we find ourselves being tempted and tested. And so we got to know that, one, like the brother gonna let y'all know, and I hope y'all getting a good takeaway and getting blessed, that one, don't make a promise to God that you know you can't keep. Don't make a vow to God that you know that you can't keep, because it's gonna come a time to where it's gonna come back. Then no, because he's faithful and God is true and he is love, though at the same time, yes, you'll find out, y'all, I ain't gonna take up the man's time. So sorry, brother, I'm gonna go ahead and let you get back in on it. So y'all go ahead and listen to my brother, Mr. Derrick.
Today, more piece of money. So, you know, I sit back. I didn't want to, you know, I made a promise and I didn't want to get him off into that life, but I had ways to get it and make it happen. So then his best friend come to me and say, oh, hey, man, we need to make some money. You know, we know how to get out.
And so he said that he, so in other words, he was saying that he didn't want to get his nephew involved.
And I give me the offer that I can't refuse. So at this time, a certain amount of product was costing probably, I don't know, 20 grand, 22,000, you know, for what they call a whole jab or a whole bird or whatever the case was. So I ended up getting a whole one for half price. So going, like, oh my God, you know, I can make 40-some thousand off 11,000. I can do blah, 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 blah. I can blah, 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 blah. I can put my nephew and them in the game and just step back. You know what I mean? So I ended up getting it and I sat on it, meaning, you know, I just put it in a shelf for a couple weeks. So my nephew came back again and I decided to say, okay, I'm ready. So this night, me and one of my, you know, went upstairs in my mom's house and I started preparing product. I started cooking it and, you know, doing the whole thing. Now, put a pin in that. So now I'm working at a steel mill at the same time. So I ended up getting problems with my supervisor. Now let's go back to me making a promise again. Now let's go forward. So now when he got the product, it seemed as if me and my supervisor couldn't get along no more. So we arguing all the time. You know, we in each other's face and we threatening each other and everything, you know. So I ended up putting in an application at General Motors in LaGrange, Illinois. So I ended up, you know, getting an interview. And when they interviewed me by 5 different people. They loved me. Now, let's put a pin in that. So I go back to the night of the cooking. So I cook. No gloves, anything like that. And drugs other than marijuana. You know what I mean? I never did high-powered drugs, you know, cocaine, none of that stuff. So I cooked this whole thing, the whole night. I cooked the whole thing, me and my buddy. Couldn't go to sleep. There was a reason I couldn't go to sleep. You know, but I sat on the porch and I was up. I'm okay for the moment, you know. But I started seeing like my nephew and his buddy, and he told me my start date. I was September 16th. So I go to my job at the steel mill. And you know, I go to the supervisor. It was on a Saturday. So he said, hey, I need you to come in on Saturday. I said, I ain't going nowhere. He said, what you mean? I said, man, you can take this badge, you can take blah, 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 and stick it where the sun don't shine. You know, I ain't coming back. Because I knew I had money being made out there. I knew I had another job coming the whole time. So I quit. So once I quit, I said I was going to, you know, take a week off and, you know, take my kids certain places and stuff like that. Well, that never happened. And I get a phone call from a laboratory because I had to take just to get into the other job. So they didn't take the urine, they also took the hair sample from me. So when I get this phone call, I'm thinking they calling me to see everything was clear. I get the phone call and they say, is this Mr. Lake? And I said, yeah. They said, well, we call and inform you that we can no longer hire you and pass drug test. So when I took urine in a little container, there were 2 rooms, you know, it was a cabinet in 2 rooms that shared that same cabinet. So there was somebody on the other side urine there as well as mine. So I started saying, like, you know, I think y'all get it wrong and blah, 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 blah. They said, no, sir, we took your hair sample and you were full of cocaine. I said, no way on earth I can be full of cocaine. I don't do drugs. He said, that's what all y'all think. So I said, what do you mean? I started whooping and hollering and raving and he hung up on me, you know. So I called back and I get on the phone with somebody else and they said, yes, you know, you didn't pass the drug test, you know, X, Y, and Z. So from that moment, things start going downhill. You know, I started trying to figure out what am I going to do now? I got 2 kids, but I also still got a little more. That the money in the streets get totally messed up. I didn't even really get back. I only get back really what I put in it. Losing everything. And, you know, I still had rent to pay. I had, you know, dogs to feed. I had my cars and motorcycles, people garages and stuff like that. I'm still trying to pay rent for all those things. So you got to imagine, money is going fast. There ain't nothing. So now, quote unquote, I'm in the belly of the beast. You understand? So now I'm in a sense suffering. You know, I'm losing money. You know, I'm still trying to maintain who I am and what I am at that moment. And I couldn't know. My friends didn't believe me because I was the type.
Now I hope y'all hearing and want to apologize, you know, to our fans out there. You know, yeah, we having a little technical difficulties, but we're going to keep on pushing. We're going to keep on pressing, because we know a lot of times when messages need to go out, of course, hey, things get to happening, but we're not going to let nothing like that stop us. But I pray that, you guys are getting, all these little nuggets and getting all these little takeaways, because what we got to know is we cannot play with God. We can't mock God. God is not mocked. So even though we make promises to God, from what I'm hearing, and I don't know about y'all, what I'm hearing is that still, like the man of God said, that God still had his righteous hand on him, that he still protected him, that he still kept him, that he still allowed him to get an opportunity, that he still allowed him to still come back. And a lot of the times people may think, well, what if I make a promise to God? Will he still fulfill his promises for my life? And so if y'all continue listening, y'all will see absolutely, positively, he can still use you. Okay, go ahead, brother Derrick.
And then I'll say I'm broke, and then the next day I'll pull up on a brand new motorcycle, or and I go get 5 pairs of Jordans, different colors, or whatever. So when I was saying it, they didn't believe me. They said, "You gonna pop, man? We don't, whatever. You're lying or whatever." So one of my buddies came up to my apartment. I finally finished the apartment though, and they came up to the apartment and they seen a bunch of bills piled up, and I'm not the type to let bills pile up. I try to pay everything. So they said, "Man, are you serious?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm serious." I said, "Man, I don't even have money to buy my kids Christmas gifts. My daughter's birthday is 4 Fridays after Christmas." I said, "Man, I don't have no money. I'm messed up." And he was like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah." So he left and he came back and he gave me, I think, $800. And he's like, "Look, whatever this can buy, go buy your kids a couple toys or whatever the case is." And he said, "But, you want to get turned on again, we can make it happen." And I'm like, "No, man, I'll figure it out." You know what I mean? So it's time. I'll tell you something, for 2 years. 2 years I was in and out of jobs. 2 years I lost all my dogs. I lost my cars. I had a couple big screen TVs. People start treating me as if I was a drug addict. They were saying, hey, I've had a TV for $100. And I had to pay $900 for the TV, $1,000 for the TV. I would go shopping with some of my friends and they start singing that song, Window Shopper. But the guys, when I was up, I was making sure they was good. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So now I'm getting humiliated. Here's the humiliation. My respect, they gonna respect me either way it go, because I'm a man. Money or no money, you gonna respect me. But now the humiliation part comes. You know what I mean? And I went to a job, because I started understanding what I did. I wasn't running around here saying, "Why, God, did this happen to me?" I knew why it happened. Absolutely. I knew that I made a promise. I didn't keep a promise. I knew I was getting chastised. And every time, I tell you something. I told Liz this. I said, "Look, I remember this one particular day. I was in a car. I had an expedition, and I was sitting in my expedition, and it's getting ready to get took, So I'm sitting in an expedition with a buddy of mine, and I start complaining.
And it's real out here, y'all. It's real out here.
Korean. Yeah. So, like I said, I understood what I was going through. I understood what was happening to me and why it was happening and all these things. So, like I said, the humiliation part come. I started getting little jobs. I ended up getting a job at Bob Watson, a car dealership, and I became the head car washer. So it was people that would come on the car lot that knew me and would laugh at me because I'm washing cars for $7.25. My check wasn't even enough to put gas. Well, just enough to get gas in the car to get back and forth. But what I was learning too, because I was ripping and running the streets and my kids didn't see me a lot. But by me working this job, I was able to start spending more time with my kids. See, I lost, I was gaining too. So that's why I tell you like this here. At the end of the day, God still kept his righteous right hand on me, and he was teaching me everything what I was going through. So here's the thing. So, I'm working little jobs here and there. You know, things ain't working for me. Things are just going bad. You know, it was days when my kids want ice cream and I couldn't buy it was either ice cream for them or gas in my car. But my pride wouldn't let me get help from nobody.
Okay. See, that's another thing. Pride comes before a hearty fall. You know, many times we bite the hand that feed us. We block our own blessings because of pride. Because, you know, brother saying that, hey, you know, it was up to him to take care of his kids. And he right. It was up to him to take care of his kids. However, at the same time, we see that we can make decisions, right? That when we making these promises or we making these decisions, we sitting up here thinking that they only affecting us. But we got to remember, he got 2 kids now. I have kids. All of my listeners, some of y'all out there got kids. We got to know that when we make any decision, any kind of move, we got to know that there are ramifications and consequences that come with those. But there again, how many out there know that God is faithful, that he will allow us to make a vow, make a promise. And because he is the ultimate promise keeper, he gonna make sure that whatever it is he said that he was gonna do, because he can make sure that we can't, but he can. But you know what, brother Derrick, I'm just so awesome and blessed to have you on here. Like my sister said, that we having, you know, men on the show that don't mind, and I just hope that y'all here, you know, get past some of the little hiccups that we having on here, but that you guys are listening to this.
Get help from nobody.
Go ahead.
You know, my dad taught me to be a man's man, and he taught me that those are your kids. Taught me that you know, this is your life. You don't depend on nobody to take care of your situation. Now, I could have easily went to a couple of my buddies that had good money that would have put me back in order. My best friend on earth never touched a drug, never sold a drug in his life. He was trying to help me, but I just didn't want help because I wanted this chastised. I wanted to be chastised.
Wow.
I wanted to what I was going through to teach me and show me that, guess what? You don't ever make a promise to God. Guess what? Right. You know, okay? Now back to the story. Bob Watson, I quit. I ended up going to ComEd and became a meter reader. On my 90th day, me being a meter reader, I was making good money. I think they started me out with $24 an hour, or whatever the case was. So I'm making that little money. On my 90th day at the job, I was supposed to have been reading 85%. I was reading 83%. So I go to another job. I go to this concrete company. And the concrete company paid me $18 an hour to sit in a little shack and watch the trucks all night. You know what I mean? I ended up quitting there because the lady accused me of stealing, and I don't steal. You know what I mean? I don't steal.
Plug in that. You said a lady accused you of stealing. Who that sound like? Joseph in the temple?
So I quit. So now I'm sitting at home. I ain't got no money. I ain't got no friends. It's like my world's at the end. You know what I mean? So I sat at home and I got into deep depression. You know, my mother would come upstairs and talk to me. I wouldn't want to talk. I didn't want to talk to nobody. You know, I didn't want to be around nobody. None of these things. You know, so my cousins and them kept trying to get me to come out. And they're like, come on out, man, and kick it and get off of that. You'll be good. You know, God always got your back and blah, 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 blah. Now, I'd always do that. But after a while, I started doubting. And I'm like, God, I've always been a follower. I've always been a believer. I've always believed in you, you know, blah, 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 blah. And I almost questioned, why is this happening to me? But I had knew. So I didn't question it. I just sat on back and took my whooping, you know. So what happened, my cousin and them finally convinced me to come out. So this particular night, we ride, and we on our way to a strip club. They said they wanted to show me some things that was going to make me happy or make me smile, you know. So we on our way to the strip club, and halfway there, we almost hit a deer. So a deer we almost hit a deer, and the car spent out or whatever. So I'm like, man, let's go home. You know, this might be a sign. Absolutely. So we're like, no, we gonna go. So we go to the strip club. We get in there. what they thought was going to make me happy didn't make me happy, because I was at a point where when it did make me happy, I was able to pay the girls and drink and have a good time. Yeah. Keys to me. I just wanted to go home. So on the way home, I ended up running into a celebrity. I don't want to mention their name, but I ended up running into a celebrity and his entourage. So I ran into the celebrity. I talked to him and I asked for a job. So he was like, well, go ask my head security so I can go inside a restaurant. I asked the security. I'm looking for the head security. I finally get in contact with him and asked him for a job. He said, okay, you got kids? I said, yeah. He was like, well, you'll be on the road, you'll blah, 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 all this stuff. He said, take my number, we'll be back in about a month, because they was going on tour. So I took the number and I called and called and called. He finally told me to meet him somewhere, and I met him and he interviewed me. And he told me, look, I don't know if this celebrity life would be good for you right now. You need something stable. You need something that had, insurance for your kids, health insurance or whatever. He said, I'm going to get you on with the board of education, because at this time, he was the head security for the celebrity, and he also was the head security of a school. So 2 years went by. He was good to me.
Okay, now, Sister Motherden, didn't she mention people out there about who that sounds like? Now that right there also sounds like a Joseph moment. If anybody remembers the story of Joseph when he was in prison and he had the baker and the cupbearer, they both had a dream. And so he prophesied and told them, well, not prophesied, but he interpreted their dream. And so when the baker, he got out, well, of course, boom, what was told to him, he lost his head, okay? And then the cupbearer got out, and so he went on about his way, about his life and everything, and then it wasn't until the king actually had a dream about the 7 years of plenty and the 7 years of famine, and wanted to know who could interpret what this dream was, and that's when the cupbearer remembered Joseph. So like my brother is saying here, 2 years had went by when the guy first told him about the opportunity. But see how many know, because God is faithful and he's an on-time God. When it's time, it's time. Go ahead and continue.
He says a lot of things in his songs and things like that. And he had this one particular song called You Saved Me. And in that song, the verse said, I was sitting by the phone getting ready for it to ring, praying up to God that he was, find a job opening. He was just ready to give up. And the phone rang and he said, UPS is hiring, come get this job. You know what I mean? So I was in that moment to where I was getting ready to give up. I was getting ready to make that call again. I was getting ready to call my friend and say, man, drop a load on me, man, because I got to get this money. I got to get paid. My son is hungry. My daughter needs shoes. My mama needs a roof on her house. I got to get this money. You know what I mean? So
Abraham. It was like Abraham when he was about ready to sacrifice his son, and God had to ram in the bush. Go ahead, girlfriend.
So look, we messed around and I was getting ready. And I promise you, that's why that song touches me real deep. You saved me. Sometimes I tell a story and I tear up, because it's just, man, God is amazing. God is true. God is the Alpha and Omega. I'm telling you. And right when I was getting ready to give up, the phone rang. I promise you, when I was getting ready to make another call, the phone rang. And it was my buddy who I met, who was the head of security at the school. He said, hey, man, the principal is getting ready to call you. I'm just giving you heads up, and she want to hire you. So I almost fell out on the floor. Boom, you know what I mean? And I'm looking around, I'm going, God, I hope he ain't lying. 10 seconds later, she called to Mr. Lane, are you still interested in the position at CPS? And I said, yeah. And I was like, yes, can I start today? You know what I mean? So she said, no, you can't start today, but you can start, in the next couple of days. I go on the interview. The interview wasn't even an interview. As soon as I walked in the room, dude said, what's your name? I told him. He said, you hired. You know what I mean? And I go back out and sit amongst the rest of the people. And I'll tell you something. The end of the story is this here. I learned then, never make a promise or a covenant to God that you can't keep. He'll show you in every way. Don't play with me, son. God will chastise you just like your biological father. See, my biological father would chastise me, and he would still take care of me.
That's it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I believed that he would, and I knew that he would. I didn't give up. I didn't hate my father when I done something bad as a boy, and he chastised me, just like I couldn't hate my heavenly father that kept his righteous right hand on me. I'll tell you,
Come on.
16, 17 years ago, I never looked back. I brought 2 homes. I got 2, 3 sisters. You know what I mean? I never, ever looked back. When the naysayers and they doubted me, I stood tall because I knew what was behind me and I knew what was for me. You understand? And see, a lot of people get lost because they say, I asking God why. They ask him why did you do this to me? I knew why he did it. I accepted why he did it. And I went through it. So just like Jonah being in the belly of the beast, until he confessed that it was God that made this happen, until he confessed that it was God who was king of all kings, he was in the belly of that beast. And finally when he did that, he spit him ashore. And he got everything back. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And Brother Alleyne, we thank you so much for sharing your story, your testimony. We definitely got to have you back again because that was too real. I'm trying some people like, what? They got a what? We just thank you for sharing the fact that when you make promises to God, you got to keep them.
You have to keep them.
Because it's so easy to fall into temptation. As Jesus, he's our hero on that one because he didn't fall in nothing. But I heard a Jesus testimony, I heard a Joseph testimony, and I heard an Abraham testimony. And those 3 are 3 different types of brothers. Understand that 3 types of men, okay? So to all my brothers and sisters who fit into either one of those categories, just please know that you can make it out. Please know that God will have feedback. Chastise you a little bit, but that chastisement is love. But understand that his promise still ain't denied. The promise he said he was going to give you, it ain't denied. You just delayed it a little bit, but it ain't denied. So with that said, I'm going to hand it out to
One more thing. Those that's listening, struggle is strength.
Yes, it is.
Struggle is strength. Don't give up. Don't quit. Don't stop. Don't get mad at God. Take that chastisement. Get chastised. It's going to make you humble. It's going to make you stronger. Don't run from it. Don't hate God because your blessing can be a half a inch in front of you. And when you turn your back, that's when it all goes bad. So I'm telling you from this day forward, don't turn your back. Just know that it's going to happen. Except when you go wrong. Accept responsibility. Like I teach my kids and I teach my students. The first thing becoming a man or a woman is being responsible is accepting your wrongs. That's it.
Amen and amen. Y'all. I really love this opportunity. And, brother, because I want to thank Brother Derrick Alleyne for accepting the invitation for bearing. He had to leave and he had to go because he had another engagement, but we just want to thank him and as well as my sister as well. But I want to thank both of them, my sister, co-host Chitowns Finest, Motherden, and I just want to thank Brother Derrick Alleyne, another Chitowns Chicagoan. You know what I'm saying? It must be something in that water up in there because I just thank him for his realness. I thank him for his honesty and his openness and his transparency. And see, we're in times now that the people that are hurting, they need to know that, hey, they are relatable and they are just like me, meaning that they've been through some things. They've had some struggles. They've done some things. They've made some promises and told God, how many of us have told God, if you get me out of this, I'll never do it again. And as soon as he gets us out, we can't wait to run back. Sounds kind of like the children of Israel, doesn't it? But guess what? Because he is a God of love. Now there again, though, like we heard about the chastisement. So my takeaway is that I heard that one, see, God chastises those he loved because see, if he really didn't care about my brother, he could have let him and left him and turned him over and left him, in his own stuff. He could have turned him over to a reprobate mind and just let him destroy himself, but because of purpose, because of the plan that he had for his life, he allowed him to that opportunity to turn around. He allowed him, and then he restored him. I heard about restoration. He restored him, and things that he thought he lost, things that he thought he wanted, he found out that they weren't appealing. Them strip clubs, yeah, I see, and everything. Like my brothers say, I see you twerking, but what about that worship though? And so he understand, and it brought him closer. See, many of us have to have a come to Jesus moment. Many of us have to have an encounter that we know that God is God and ain't nobody like him before, in between, or after. And so guess what, you guys? I hope that y'all were blessed. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. And I really want to thank y'all for sticking, with us and praying us through these little technical difficulties, that we were having, in this episode. But I thank you guys for supporting us. I thank you guys for sticking with us. I thank you guys for just listening in, every Saturday here on the BPG Inspirational Station is where you will always find us serving up that piping hot tea. It's going to be more and more and more to come from Singles with a Testimony, and my other brothers and sisters, the RIA movement, and collaborating voices, and vitamin G, and open doors, and tell it like it is, TI Tuesday, and then pillow talk, and all of the other ones that I may have forgotten. But I thank God that I'm a part, that me and my sister and I are part of this awesome BPG family, this minister, Jamaica, Elder Jamaica Bingham. God bless you, sister, and I just thank you that God gonna bless you 100-fold. But yes, again, guys, it's getting closer to that time, wrapping up time. But again, make sure that you catch us here, Singles with a Testimony, on the BPG Inspirational Station every Saturday, 12 noon, at where we'll be serving that popping hot tea. And guess what? Hey, we're going to be talking about next coming show, Guard Your Heart. So get ready. We're going to, make sure we bring some word. We're going to have another special guest. So we're going to bring it to you raw and real. And we're going to give you the word, because right now people are feeling hopeless, and they feeling like, just all over the place with all this stuff going on. People dying every day. COVID is just running rampant. But how many of us know that our God is sovereign and he is always in control? So again, every Saturday, 12 noon at the BPG is where you will always find us. And if you want to interview like my brother, if you want to, again, like I said, be a supporter and join this movement, you can always hit us up at SWAT, SWAT121167@gmail.com. You can make that to Motherden or myself, Lady Rachael. You can follow us on Facebook, Singles with a Testimony. You can like and follow us on Instagram, IGTV for Freedom Fridays, SWAT121167, where the host, she's the co-host here, but she's the host, Motherden. Then we have a podcast, Monday, 7:30, Singles with a Testimony. And then, of course, hey, as always, again, Saturday, we here, and we just love you guys for free. And remember, Singles with a Testimony, changing your life through your testimony, reaching the multitudes and the masses, and destroying yokes and breaking chains because of the anointing of Jesus Christ. God bless you guys. Thank you so much. And we love to hear from you. One love, peace, be out, and always be easy and stay safe.